Do giveaways for the people who place comments on these AMAs. So we're gonna do a giveaway of a Club 1K NFT. So that's a new NFT that we have coming out this week, and we're gonna chip two new NFTs, the Club 1K and the Club 1 million. So with that we have Club 1K, 10K, 100K, and 1 million, right? Four. So what are these? These are coupons that you can redeem for digital land minting. So when you take a 1K coupon, that's $1,000 that you can use on our NFT portal, on our digital land marketplace portal, and then you can mint any place that you like in the planet that is not minted. If somebody else claimed the place, I always have to explain this. I wonder why. If somebody else minted the place, right? You cannot mint it because they claim it. So a place can only have one owner, right? That's like number one. Now, when you are minting the place, there are 20 channels that you are minting. From government to Bitfari to the official channel, whatever. These are like extensions. They are like web extensions. That's how the protocol is defined for organizations, for the community, for the police, for the government, whatever. You're claiming like all of these places. You can delegate management of these multiple registrations, and we are gonna create an application that will allow you to sell these extensions. So when you're claiming a place, you are claiming that place in every single extension. 20 registrations every time you do a single mint. So we created technology for that, so that every single registration, every single domain, every single possible extension has an associated owner and an associated auditor, which is great. Let's say that person dies. Let's say that person is not an active manager. Then the closest place and the closest active owner of the closest place gets to manage that property. It's a first system, right? So it gives a lot of decentralization to the ecosystem, a lot of auditors, a lot of people that can manage virtual billboards, audit ads, etc. So it's a very, very clean way to actually do it. And when authorities come in, government, police, whatever, they will be able to post in those places in their appropriate channels, which is great. And then they will get to work with digital landowners to distribute content, which is great. We'll have like a natural ambassador for each one of these places and services. Okay, so everybody that leaves a comment down below will get a Club 1K token. So please, if you're watching this, leave a comment down below with your Stacks address, and we will send you a Club 1K token. That's how we do things in Bitfari. We give people a token of appreciation for their attention. We believe that your attention is valuable, right? Especially with me, because I'm not a native like English speaker. I learn English as a second language, so I take my time to express some ideas. Right? I'm also funny, so I try to make some jokes. They might work sometimes, sometimes not, but usually they do. Usually they land pretty well. Let me see. A lot of people tell me that I look like Sammy Sosa, like a white Sammy Sosa. I don't actually look like him. He looks kind of like me. Okay, so first question. Let's get into the questions because we don't have a lot of time. What kind of potential do you see for waterways? So this person is asking if he can mint the sea, the ocean. Right? He wants to become Aquaman. There's no potential in waterways. We don't have plans for networks on waterways right now. There are no scheduled like developments. I do anticipate that we will have plans in the future to develop networks and applications for, the sea, especially lines of cruises and all of that. What we need to get to put this on schedule is to actually get like a public database of cruise lines, right? So we need like, or we need to find that on OSM, which is the database that we use, so OpenStreetMap, which is like a database of places. So if we could get like a list of cruise lines, right? Then we might highlight those waterways and create a network for them. A network is just a concentration of places where we distribute ads, or a group of billboards where we distribute ads, and every grouping of places has like different rules and whatever. So once we find that, then I would like put it on the back burner and make like a thing out of it, right? I'll make like a plan for it, and then we'll start coding and we'll build something for it. Right now, there's nothing. So if you're minting those, you're getting a risk. But after we find that database, if you can find it, just send it to us, and we'll put it on the back burner. And if you wanna develop your own network, just DM me, because Bitfari is a collection of these open and private networks. Everybody can make a network. We are releasing 30. I say 30. We have like 50 on the development. It's just that there are 20 of those that might take some time. They might get delayed, so I say 30. But in reality, we are developing like 50. So there's that. But this ecosystem is so big. I think he wants something. He has passed like 2-3 times. This ecosystem is so big that, or the platform rather, is so big, so flexible, that we anticipate hundreds of networks being created. So we are going to create like the first 30 or 50, hoping to develop the first dozen of killer apps, right? We want at least a half a dozen killer apps on the ecosystem, and then people will come in and they will start plugging in their networks, right? Next question. Looks like notes are still $1,000. Some properties are not available to buy the coupon, but they are available with Fario STX, like this one. Okay, so notes and relations, we haven't dropped the price on those. We have done the update on a new server. So we are migrating like the digital land mining server thing that has been migrated to a bigger monster that can actually connect with these big databases and offer more properties. So we are loading Europe right now. So we want to offer. We have a debate. We are debating whether we do South America, Europe, or Asia, or Africa. But I think it will be Europe. So we wanna go in. We wanna give you the highest popularity items first. But after that's done, then we'll do the migration to the server, and we'll drop the prices on the nodes and the relations. Hopefully that will be done this week. We have been working on that for 2 weeks. There was one minor detail that needed fixing, but once that is fixed, we will just do the change and it will be done. If that cannot be done in 2 days, then we'll update the prices in 2 days. So by Wednesday, you'll be able to buy notes, and by Wednesday at the very last, you will be able to buy notes and relations for $200. So if you're waiting to buy relations and notes, the price will drop either on Wednesday or before that. Let me see. AR ads don't work on one of my phones. Need to figure it out. But this open fine on another phone. Okay, so we want to create a list of supported devices. Right now, we work on iPhones. Okay, we created a bridge that takes these native ads and distributes them for Android phones, right? So it's working on iPhones, all of them, and it's working for some Android phones, okay? We want to make a list of the Android phones where it's working so that we can tell people If you are using this model, then you can test. If you're using this version, then you can test, okay? Because we are on testnet. But we are on testnet only for iPhones. However, one of our brilliant developers came up with a brilliant idea of showing ads on Android before the release, the official release of the Android app, because a lot of people in our community have Android phones, and they were sort of banging the doors asking to see something on Android, so we built something for them. But it doesn't work on all Android phones, it only works on some. So if you can see them on the Android phone, that's fine. If not, then just report your model and we will take your phone out of the list. But if you can see the ads on your Android phone, please tell us which model you're using, because we'll tell people if you're using this model, then it will work. If you have a Samsung Galaxy, it should work. If you have a Pixel, it should work. If you have an iPhone, it will definitely work, okay? Because that's the version that we are testing right now. Okay. To me, the LAN is kind of gimmicky. I'm much more interested in the physicality of Bitfari, like we brought on screens. AR is kind of gimmicky. AR glasses are kind of gimmicky. Very early stage, but as well a lot of growth potential. So it's just a nature of the adoption curve of AR technology. It seems kind of gimmicky. Now, out of all of the gimmicks that you've seen on AR, Bitfari is the less gimmicky of them, because it's something that you can sort of, it's kind of tangible and usable from day one. So it also pays you to use the glasses, so it's also good, right? But we hope that will go away after that S-curve begins the on-ramp of typical users, which will happen in less than half a decade, so you don't have to wait that long, right? What kind of package for ambassadors? Ambassadors, so we open up the next version of the ambassador program, version 2. We have this program where people can join in, and then they can become beacons of orientation for others, later joiners of the ecosystem. And these beacons of orientation, we call them ambassadors. We give them some free tokens every month. We give them free access to events, free training. They join a forum community, sometimes free swag. Some of them get free digital LAN, so they get the digital LAN coupons as well as Fari tokens. It's a volunteer position, so it's not like a job, like you don't get like a salary or something, but it's like a token of appreciation for the time that you put into the system, and maybe you put in 15 minutes to an hour every week. Not a lot of time, like 10, 15 minutes every day, maybe an hour a week. And you just bring in more people to the ecosystem, and you help people understand what Bitfari is. And as people recognize that you're being a great ambassador for the system, you move up and you get more and more tokens and more Fari cryptocurrency. So it's a nice program. We got 270 submissions, I think. So we got nearly 300 people that wanted to be ambassadors, and we could only take 100, which is great. We had to say no to over to 2/3 of the people who applied, which is kind of sad. But on Christmas, we're gonna open the stage 3 of ambassadors. So we wanna do like every 6 months, let in more people. Okay, so next question. Twitter Spaces was pretty good, but we have a monthly recording Spaces just focus on Bitfari alone? We are working on it. We are working on setting up a monthly Twitter Spaces where people can talk about Bitfari and probably other projects, but mainly Bitfari, and do giveaways on a bigger, scope. So we are definitely working on it, and when it's ready, I'll let you know. But we are working on it, right? The idea with Spaces is that we have multiple avenues of engaging with people. The main one is the airdrops. We want to have airdrops that are like a massive way of getting people into the ecosystem, and we want to do an airdrop every time we release a new product, because those are gonna be like testers, new users, whatever. So every time you do a big release, we're gonna try to do a big airdrop after the big release or after every testnet or whatever. Because we don't want to do it like every week. That would be like too hectic. We are really, what you have to understand is that we are focused on development right now. So we are like 80% development and then 20% marketing. And then once we are done with development, we're gonna flip it and do like 20% development and 80% marketing. And that's where you see the ecosystem like growing crazy, right? But we wanna do these events just to get to know the community and just sort of, establish relationships and design formats for adequate communication and user acquisition, right? That's very important. Okay, so what do you think about the framework, the new framework that White House put out for comprehensive and responsible development of digital assets? Well, this government has been head on with digital currencies. The SEC head lead is he was a professor. A lot of people don't know this. He was a cryptocurrency professor at MIT, so he's pro crypto and he's especially pro Bitcoin, right? There's a lot of they want to regulate heavily Ethereum and Ethereum-based companies because most of the staking of Ethereum, since Ethereum changed to proof of stake right now, most of the staking happens on the US. So it has become, in geographic terms, less decentralized. So the US can now do like a larger crackdown on Ethereum companies. So I see that what they're doing with Ethereum might be inappropriate and harmful for crypto as a whole. And I like the new framework that they put out, but it's a nothing burger because it doesn't really talk about anything technical specifically. It's a bunch of generalities that we were doing anyway. So it's good that there's a guidance. That's nice. But the guidance is not specific enough as to warrant technical commentary. I don't want to say platitudes, generalities. Let's just leave it at that. It's kind of a very generic framework. What they are doing to Ethereum is just it's not good. And what they did to Tornado Cash is not good. But it will continue. You will see CBDCs introduced heavily across the globe. So you will see the government getting into crypto, and you will see frameworks that regulate this field. That's nice. That's good. In terms of the framework that was put out, I would have liked to see something more concrete and technically oriented. And the way to do this is to release a framework for NFTs, where you regulate NFTs, and then release a framework for cryptocurrencies, and then you do things for cryptocurrency, and then you release a framework for DEXs, and then you just list what you want to see happening with DEXs. And when you look at the ecosystem and focus your and you focus the requirements and the guidance towards a very specific technical product, towards a very specific crypto asset, then you can contribute. But if you're gonna write something about digital crypto assets, you end up all over the place, and it's not really very helpful. Right? So those are my 2 cents regarding that framework. Is there impermanent loss risk with StopSwap LP? With every DEX, there is impermanent loss risk. After you set up your pool, you can lose some of your money. When the price changes, then you can liquidate and there's no loss. When you create a pool, you just or contribute to a pool, you're just okay with the pool changing either way, going towards tax or towards FARI. Right now, what we're gonna do is work within the coin. We got approved to work within the coin to do some liquidation via ACH, so that you can get your FARIs out to dollars. Right. We're also approved for listing on Bitmart. Also working with KuCoin and other exchanges. This was scheduled for June. It's been delayed like 3 months right now. We are waiting on audits, and we're waiting on documents from lawyers to list. So they are doing a lot of validations on the ecosystem, and some audits are also being performed. After all of that is done, then there will be technical integration that will take 2 or 3 days, and then we will list. So we are pretty close, but that's something that was delayed. So right now we're only using StackSwap, where it's been listed for a year on StackSwap and maybe more than a year on Catamaran Swaps. So you can buy the token on those two avenues. Most people are using StackSwap, and if you want to be an LP there, you get 0.25% per transaction, I think, out of the share of of ownership that you have of the pool, which is good. It's really good. Are we going to do like a bigger pool or offer rewards for the pool? We are looking into that. And there's some work that you will see this week about that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So we release nominal pools first. That's like the first way that you can make a lot of money with Faris, selling it at the nominal valuation. That's like number one. And then number two, we're gonna have something on StackSwap so that you can earn something when you stake your Faris. Okay, so let me see. How to buy Fari other than StackSwap. You can use Catamaran Swaps. You can use the token sales tab on the Discord, or you can wait for a SEX. When we release some SEX, you're gonna be able to buy it on Indacoin, Bitmart, and then later we're gonna be transitioning into the bigger ecosystems. What we wanna do is sort of build out the product, provide functionalities, provide utility, and then after we provide hard utility, then we start selling the coin. Other teams, they do ICOs. That's okay. That's something that we could do down the line at some point. The idea is to show utility, because when people see the utility, they understand the token, and we don't want token speculators as much as we want platform users. So we want people that actually use the platform and gain a lot from it, because we really believe in billboards as the best device for communication across all platforms. And we believe in the format. We believe in the novelty of AR billboards, and we also believe in the long-standing value of traditional billboards, right? That have gone for the most part digital now. So we believe in the medium, and we want people to just test it, experience all the benefits that the medium provides at a discount for multiple use cases. We think that once this happens, a lot of users will flock into the platform, and they will just keep their tokens because it provides value to them, not because it's a financial instrument, because we're not selling a financial instrument, we are selling a communication instrument. And that's what we want people to understand. You buy the token because you want to place ads on our platform. The fact that it can grow because more people can join the platform and they leave the platform, that is a game of speculation that you should only play if you are an experienced investor, right? Ideally, although a lot of people, they like to play with tokens because there's a lot to be gained, and there are a lot of historic gains. But the best way to gain from crypto is to just expect the utility that is being advertised to you. With Bitcoin, you transfer money from place A to place B. Bitcoin is doing that. So if you want to move money around, Bitcoin is the best way to do it. It does that. If you want to place an ad, you use Fari. It's great for that. And if you want to buy digital land, you use Fari. It's great for that. You can buy, for cents, you can buy a building and then use the size of the building for displaying ads. It's just amazing. You can also use it for peer-to-peer communication, right? So that's the use case that we built for it. It doesn't have a financial use case except that it provides a discount for these activities. So it's a coupon and it's an utility coin, but it's not an investment vehicle, right? If you want an investment vehicle, then you should probably open a Forex account or open a what do you call this, eToro account, right? This is not financial advice, by the way. But that has been the problem with crypto. A lot of crypto communities have been created around token speculation, and then what happens is that when you have like a downturn, market downturn, the speculators go away, and then you end up with nobody. Everybody leaves your platform. If you have users that come in for the utility, those users will stick because even though the price might go up and down, the utility stays there. People will keep coming back because they need that utility. They find it valuable, right? So if you come for the price and crypto is not stable, the price comes up and down. In the same way, your user base will go up and down, and those are pretty dangerous fluctuations because they could harm any ecosystem. All right, I think that was a lot. We went over, but less than half an hour still. Thanks for your attention, and remember to always bring life to your location. Bye bye.